JoshRealMusic. Today we're going to be ranking of all the Slipknot albums with the recent release of The End so far. I've been a huge Slipknot fan for over 20 years, definitely my favorite band. There's 7 albums, so it'll go 7 to 1. Do a worst to best ranking, and then I'm also going to grade it in addition. The End so far is actually going to be my number 7. You know, there are pieces that I like to it, but it didn't seem as like genuine of an album. And I felt like the band wasn't that into it from what it sounded like. Not pretty much every song could have been a lot better. It's not terrible, not the worst thing I've ever heard. So for that reason, I'm going to put End so far at number 7. I'm not like writing this album off. So who knows? In a year, maybe I'll love the End so far. Coming in at number 6, I'm going to have All Hope Is Gone, and I'm going to give that one a C. This album is not bad at all. I think that it is genuine. I think that there's some great songs. Gematria, The Killing Name. Sulfur is one of my favorite Slipknot songs, period. Number 5 is actually going to be Volume 3. But I will give Volume 3 a B. And this album is very enjoyable. Such a drastic change in sound from Iowa and self-titled. So back in the day, I did probably have even a lot more issues. But as I've gotten older and stuff, I can kind of appreciate this album for what it is. Yeah, it's good. Like, I enjoy it, like 3-0 or Duality. Favorite song too is actually Scream from Volume 3, which is only, I believe, only on the expanded edition. But that song sounds like something that would have been all self-titled. And but I think for number 4, I'm going to do the Gray chapter. I'm also going to give it an A. I think it's fantastic. My whole time as a Slipknot fan, I didn't enjoy the Gray chapter that much, and I have no idea why. I was so craving like heavy Slipknot because I felt like End so far was lacking in that I'm like, hey, let me just go back through their discography. I'm going to listen to Gray chapter again. I went back and I listened, and I was like, where have I been? Like, I totally slept on this album. It is so fantastic. And Gray chapter is the closest album they've made that is true to self-titled in Iowa. Like, this album really fits in with these two. Like, I'd actually almost call it almost like Iowa Part 2. I encourage you, if you haven't heard Gray Chapter in like a year or more, like 1,000% go back and listen to this album if you have time. They have the expanded edition. The expanded edition has the song called The Burden on it, which is like so sick. It's like probably one of my favorite Slipknot songs, period. Number 3 is going to be We Are Not Your Kind. And it's fantastic, like a killer album. After this came out, I like really got back as into Slipknot as I was like when these first 2 came out. It really took me back to the self-titled Iowa. I don't know what to say. It's kind of a blend between those 2 to me, but in a good way, and it sounded very genuine. So that, yeah, I'm actually going to put it in S tier, but I'll give this one an S. I'm good with that. At number 2, we're going to put Iowa. So this is my number 2. Iowa is a perfect record, start to finish. I'm not going to go through all the songs, but it is so perfect. The best follow-up you could ask for to self-titled. And I love this album. The first time I ever saw Slipknot live was on this album tour, and System of a Down had just released the Toxicity album, and System of a Down opened up for Slipknot on this tour, and it was unbelievable. But anyway, fantastic, man. I love this. Heretic Anthem, My Plague, everything is good on this. Metabolic. I mean, this is like a no-skip album. I love all those so much. So let me go and do this. So self-titled, like I said, this band came out. I'd never heard anything like them back in 1999. Just so raw, aggressive, everything you would want as a teenager, like understanding the angst and, negative emotions we can have at different points in our lives. And Corey's very open about things he's experienced. So that really made me just, really connect. And I think that's a good word. I just really feel connected to this day with Corey Taylor and Slipknot. I just think they're, honestly, extremely therapeutic, is how I would put this band, for me anyway. I love that they exist, and, they've given everything they have to their fans. And I know me personally, I'll be forever grateful for that. But perfect record, same deal. If you guys have a chance to listen to the expanded edition of this, it's like Slipknot self-titled is perfect, and then they made an expanded one with even more songs that are also S tier. So you just get more S tier songs. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that originally it had the song Purity on it, which if you look on the expanded edition, I believe now on Spotify, they have Purity back on it. But Purity was forced to be removed from the record because of what that song is about. You guys can Google it, but that is a fantastic song. And then they re-released the CD with the song Me Inside, which honestly to me is equally as good. Just another prime example. It's like, okay, well, we'll take this perfect song off and replace it with a new perfect song. Like, it was just like the most insane thing ever. But you can hear them both. Me Inside and Purity is on, I think, this special edition that they have on Spotify, or 10th anniversary, or I don't know what it is. You can check it out, but it's amazing. Then like the extra tracks like Eeyore, and anyway, perfect. I love these guys. And like I said, even though I started out my video, sorry for being kind of negative on all that, but I really, Slipknot is the best band in the world. Their next album is going to be great. I know they'll be able to take time on it. I hope they're able to keep going as long as they can. If they come back around, I'd love to see them live again. They're amazing. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know your tier list. I do other videos on this channel too.